Man, am I happy we sold when we did. What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another trade recap. I'm your host, Johnny, and in today's recap video, we're going to showcase our profits and or losses. No losses today on our trades from this morning. So if you missed this morning's live day trading session where we got to trade live with our LTE team, definitely go back and watch that after this. If you just want to know real quick how the day went and how we did, then definitely stick around and smash that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel if this is your first time here. I'd love to have you join a live stream in the future. So guys, we traded this. We're up $31, actually 2% on this trade, and actually was very nice. We traded it very well. Now, at the early parts of the morning, we were actually a bit biased that the market was going to continue to sell off, and boy, did it. It sold off very nicely. It's been on a sell-off for quite some time as QQQ dropped from 541 all the way down to lows of 487 for a nice 10% correction. Now I was like, well, this could actually probably sell off a little bit more, and sure enough, it surely did. Now the only thing about this trade is I didn't hold it long enough. I bought here, I bought 10 shares at $33.99. It pushed up to 34.50s, 34.40s before getting rejected. So I sold at 34.26, locked in about $3 on that trade. It was 1% for the small size. I even bought a little bit more, about 2 more shares at 33.61 for the hopes of that reversal, and I actually sold as it was selling off to 33.29. Now SQQQ hit 33.29 and then pushed up all the way to $35, which means my trade plan would have actually worked out, but much later in the day. We're already at 10:41 my time, and I started trading this company at 7:30 this morning. Nonetheless, we decided, look, all this consolidation at resistance levels from these previous highs from yesterday, we could see this probably selling off, and that's exactly what it did. So good thing we sold our position at the top there before coming down. Now, when that happened, we seen consolidation. I thought, well, maybe QQQ will have a nice little reversal, and surely it did up to 498 before coming back down. So we traded TQQQ today. Even though our live stream says day 2 shorting the market, we're not biased. I didn't want to let my emotions and my bias against the market selling off, the trade wars and tariff wars that are happening right now with the USA, Mexico, and Canada, as well as China. You know, everything that's going on in the markets, I really did believe this was going to sell off even more this morning. And guess what? It tested these moving averages. It tested this support level at 67, technically QQQ at 491. It held those levels, and so we actually traded it. Now, TQQQ is a triple leveraged ETF. That means when the NASDAQ goes up 1%, the TQQQ goes up 3%. If the market goes down 2%, you can see TQQQ down 6%. So it actually triples your wins and triples your losses. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Now, by taking this trade, I did identify, hey, I'm going to get a few shares here. I got 10 shares at about $67, about almost 700 bucks. And then I got another 10 shares at $68. Of course, about $700. So we were in just shy of $1,400 on this trade. And as the choppiness was happening, we were talking about all sorts of things in the live stream. We were going over like Tesla and AMD and NVIDIA and overall prices and direction of the market. And that came to the conclusion that, hey, everything is super, super oversold. We are at this previous 490 level. Let's see if this can maybe pop back up one more time to where this 45-day moving average is. And it did actually perfectly last night and yesterday. So with that said, we were able to capitalize on QQQ by trading TQQQ. Once it pushed above this moving average, then we were really good as far as it being bullish. I actually sold 10 shares at $69.49 right at the top of here when it started showing signs of it going back down. I didn't want to lose out on any profits. I then sold another 5 shares at $69.88 right at this previous resistance, and $69.78 is where I sold my last final shares, except for one share, as it was still not able to get above that previous resistance level. It then pushed up a little bit more to 70.50. I had one share left that I used to just take a few pictures and screenshots for the Discord. Up 60, I sold it at 69.72, and then it pushed up to 70.50. Now guys, if I would have held on to all this, I probably would have made an additional $20 or so, so we'd be up about 50 bucks instead of $33. But hey, I'll take it, because as soon as it did cross over, it actually began to sell off, and good thing we did not hold this position, as it did sell off even below where we were holding it. So that's one thing that I am doing a good job here, is making sure that I'm getting into a position that is good for me, right? So I'm getting into a company that has upward direction, that is moving the way I want it to move, and then I get in on that to capitalize on the growth. I get in, I get out, I buy my profits, or I buy my shares at support, I sell them at resistance, making profits and getting out before anything else happens. This really does eliminate any risk that may be involved holding positions overnight. It takes a lot of that guess and uncertainty and worry out of the play. Even here, trading it intraday from here to here made some money. I did not trade TQQQ yesterday, but same thing, SQQQ. I've been trading SQQQ and TQQQ all week. We're up now $100 on the week in 4 days. Tomorrow we have another live day trading session we're going to host at market open, so definitely subscribe and smash the notification bell so you know when I do go live. But no matter what area code are you in or what region you're in, whenever the market opens in your area, you can guarantee that I will be live and I will be trading with our LTE team. Now, we're 2 for 2. Right? We're able to do a great job by locking in profits, mitigating risk, and by understanding overall direction. I knew here we would be able to make some money as QQQ became overbought, right, and was due for another pullback. And unfortunately, I did not hold this long enough to have that play into effect. Now, what I do want you guys to know, this just hit $35 on my alert for SQQQ. This can mean two things, okay? This can keep going up as the markets begin to sell off. SQQQ can continue to go up as well. It can touch $36. It can go up to even $40, $50 if it wanted to, if QQQ continues to sell off. Now, looking at the 4-hour chart, looking at the daily chart, you can see here that, you know, it's actually testing that moving average very well. It's tested it before, and it's been bullish for a very long time. I'm not saying the NASDAQ is not bullish. Every time it gets a little bit out of hand and a little bit above that moving average, it has a retracement. This was a 15% correction. We now are experiencing, I believe, a 10% correction, if I'm not mistaken. 540.80 down to 488. That's a 10% correction. So now what does that mean? Is this going to continue to sell off even more, or will this begin to recover? And in my opinion, this is probably going to sell off even more, breaking that moving average. That is one of the harder things to break. And once broken, it's difficult to get back above it, and vice versa. So very clean on the 5-minute. Look at that. It hit that moving average and completely sold off. Same with this. I bought at this moving average here on this red candle, sold on that exact red candle instead of waiting for a bounce. That would have been the better option to do. Now, I want you guys to be aware for tomorrow. This can be extremely choppy, okay? If you're trying to go short and this actually ends up recovering back to that moving average, which it can, right? As you can see here, it pushed up, came down, pushed up, came down, pushed up, came down. So it could possibly push up again in the morning, signifying that, hey, we might be showing signs of some consolidation. But now that it's making lower lows, this NASDAQ can actually sell off even more. What gets cheaper, or what is cheap can always get cheaper. So let's be aware of that. If you want to really time this, then let's make sure that we time it accordingly. We want to see maybe $50 for TQQQ, maybe $375 or even $400 for QQQ. And if that's the case, then we can make a lot of money by trading SQQQ. Now remember, I don't hold any positions overnight. No matter how good the setup looks, no matter how much money I could potentially miss out on, that is the point. Fear of missing out can drain your account faster than if you just took a few bad trades, okay? Fear of missing out means, hey, this is continuing to go up and the markets are selling off. Let's go ahead and get really heavy. We're going to buy into it and we're going to go all in. And then it doesn't. And QQQ begins to recover. If you're going to go all in on anything, it'd probably be for the market, the NASDAQ, compared to against the market. Because overall, the market is always more bullish than bearish. There's no point in investing in SQQQ if it's completely always going down when the market goes up. Okay, I want you guys to be aware of that. VIX index is showcasing on the 4-hour a lot of greed, but actually selling off, trying to get back down to that fear side. Everything's overbought, and people understand that, hey, it was overbought at 540s, at 530s, and now it's at 580s. Do you think that this is a good price? Maybe, maybe not. In my opinion, it is not a good price point to buy. We still have a long way to go if this does continue to sell off, and that's what makes it so exciting. I can make money, or we can make money, when the market sells off. Look at this move here, guys. Beautiful move from pre-market 32 to 35. That is an 8% profit on SQQQ shorting the market. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I appreciate your time. And if you want to watch me trade as live and as early as tomorrow, then definitely consider subscribing to the channel. And we will see you all in tomorrow morning's live day trading session. Have a great day, and we'll see you all there. Don't be late. Just kidding.